I'm Teresa, welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me here today. Today I'm going to be showing you how easy it is and how fun it is to create your own decorations using a gel plate and a few homemade texture plates and a stencil. Here in the UK this weekend we're celebrating Queen Elizabeth II's Platinum Jubilee, 70 years on the throne, something that is worth celebrating, and up and down the country people are decorating their houses and workplaces. There's lots of special events going on, street parties, all sorts of things, and rather than sort of going down to the shop and buying some plastic decorations, I thought I'm going to create my own. So as you can see here, we've got some lovely red, white and blue Union Jack bunting. I'm going to clear it out of the way and show you how easy it is to make it. As always, I'll begin with a quick rundown of the products I'm using today. Today I have once again got my 5x7" gel printing plate, my Jelly Arts brand plate. That's the size I want to work on, so I'm using that size plate. If you've got a larger plate, you could indeed work on that. If you've got a smaller plate, you'd either have to scale down the size of the bunting that you're making or somehow sort of patchwork piece together a pattern onto your bunting. So I want to work on this size, so I've got a plate that's the correct size. The stencil I'm going to be using today is this Union Jack one. This is by Visible Image. Absolutely perfect for what I want to do. It's sort of like a distressed Union Jack and I really like that. So I'm going to be using that. I've cut myself some paper. I have red, white and blue for obvious reasons. And as you can see, it's slightly smaller than my plate, but it's an absolute perfect size for this sort of flag design to fit on. So that's why I've cut it to size so that I can see exactly where I'm going with it. I'm going to be using red, white and blue paint. So we have Deco Art Americana paint in True Blue, True Red and Snow White. I should be using the red and the blue paint on the white paper, and then I'm going to be seeing how the white paint does on the red and the blue paper, just for a bit of contrast. I want to add a little bit of texture in the background of my stenciled designs, so I've dug out a couple of these texture plates that I made. I will link in the corner and hopefully in the end card as well to the video where I showed you how to make your own texture plates, and this one was made using some corrugated cardboard and this one is some crinkled fabric, and I'm just going to use those just to create a little bit of additional pattern behind the stencil design. Other than the usual cleaning products, which is some paper towel, some water in a spray bottle, a scrap of paper off to the side to clean my brayer. And the brayer I'm using is my Speedball brayer. That's about it for today, keeping it nice and simple, nice quick one, because it's a busy weekend here in the UK with lots of celebrations and things going on. And I just wanted this to be quite a quick and easy project. So I'm going to begin with some red paint. I pop some down on my plate. Use my brayer to get a nice even coat. I'm going to take one of my texture plates. I'm going to use this one first, the cardboard one. Just press that down on the surface of the plate to remove some of the paint, creating a pattern. I'm going to take my stencil, lay that over the top, then take a piece of my white paper and press that down. You can take your scrap of paper if you want. If you don't want to get paint on your hands, it makes it easier sometimes. Just to smooth all over the surface of the plate. And there's our print. We can remove the stencil, and I'm just going to give this a moment just to dry off a little bit, and then I can apply a coat of white paint and we can create the negative print on another piece of paper. So putting a small amount of the white paint on, don't need the stencil this time because the stencil design is still on the plate. Put the paper on. And that creates our negative image. So we've got the two different designs from the one painting. Just going to clean off the traces of paint that are left on there. Next up, I'm going to pop some white paint on. Again, use the brayer to get a nice even coat. This time I'm going to use the other texture plate. Just creates a little bit of background texture there. I'm going to put my stencil back in place. And take a piece of blue paper this time. And press that down. And there's our print on our blue paper. Again, I'm going to let this layer of paint that's left on the plate just finish drying. Then I'm going to apply a little bit of red or blue, or maybe a bit of both, on top of this to create a negative print. I think I'm actually going to do it half and half. Put the piece of paper back down. And there's another print. So I'm just going to continue in this sort of vein, using my 3 colours of paint, using my 3 colours of card. Keep adding little bits of texture until I've got enough prints to create my little string of bunting.
Somehow I just never learned. In the back of the schoolyard, where we used to play hide and seek, you smiled hello, oh my God, and there was no need to speak. Always in the dark, and you can't cut us through. Always with a spark, I wish I could forget. We weren't parted from the start. Nostalgia is my second nature art, my least favorite state of mind, but I go there all the time, all the time. Well, how you worry me? I only miss it when it's gone. No, I ain't trying to forget. I just wait for my black swan. Always in the dark, you can't cut us through. Always with a spark, I wish I could forget. We weren't parted from the start. Nostalgia is my second nature art, my least favorite state of mind, but I go there all the time, all the time. Oh, I go there all the time, all the time.
And here are the finished prints. And I'll just go through these really quickly. But as you can see, every single one is different. All red, white and blue, all with this Union Jack stencil design and one of two different textures on it. But just by varying up the texture, the paint colour, the background paper, we've created lots of different designs, but that they all work well together. So I'm going to go away, briefly just trim these down and turn them into little flags for bunting, and I'll be back to show you what that looks like. And here's my finished bunting. What I've done is I've trimmed each print and I've just glued it onto some sturdy black card just to stop it from curling up really. Paper or even lightweight card, if it's hung in the window, it can start to curl and distort a little bit, and I thought this will just make it look a little bit more professional in its finish. I've stapled each of the pieces onto some white grosgrain ribbon. You could punch a couple of holes in the top if you wanted and just thread it onto some twine. That would be perfect. And I've just tried to arrange them in a sort of a red-blue configuration as we've gone through, mixing up the colours, mixing up the textures, just so that there is some sort of variety as we go along the string of bunting. And I'm really pleased with the variety of colour, pattern, texture, all that we've managed to create just with 3 colours of paint, 3 colours of card, and a stencil and a couple of texture plates. So whether or not you're celebrating the Jubilee this weekend, maybe you just want to create some everyday decorations, or you've got a birthday or an anniversary coming, hopefully this has inspired you to think about using your gel plate to create some homemade decorations. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please leave me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. But for now, that's all. I'll see you again soon. Bye.